What we will do now is to map one of the main rivers that is a tributary of the main river that is already mapped. To know how we will map the new river, what we do is bit of zooming to check what its main course is, and where its source is or from where it comes its flow. Zooming in, we can see that the main course comes this way. We pan around going upstream, choosing always the main course. But sometimes it's not easy to decide, like here for example. In those cases, if we can't decide which one is the main leg, we will choose one of them and continue. In our example, we choose the eastern leg. Because in this case the source of this river starts well beyond the limits of our task, we will start mapping the river from a point a little bit beyond the task limits, and leave the rest for other mappers. Although not strictly necessary, we will download first a little area beyond the limits of the task, so we can start mapping the river. To start mapping the river, we need first to switch to the Add Tool button, second one at the top of the left Tools panel. And now we go to the point we want to start to map and we start tracing the river downstream. As with any open way, we trace adding the right number of nodes, less nodes where bends are smooth, more nodes where curves are sharper. We keep tracing, and as we go downstream we take care of choosing the main course all the time. Most of the times it is clear what the main course is. But, with some branchings, it's not possible to know which one is the main course. Like for example this branching here. We can see that the northern branch is equivalent to the southern branch. So we take for example the southern one and we continue tracing. As usual, we sometimes need to zoom out to check what the main course is. Here we see that it is the southern branch, so we proceed tracing downstream through that branch. Here we have yet another example of sharp bending. We are now approaching the mouth of this river, where it will join with the bigger one. At the joining point we have two possibilities. If there is one node of the main river suitable, like in this case, we can join the tributary to that node. We do that placing the cursor over the node and double-clicking on it. But, in case there wasn't any node there to join to it, we can also join the tributary to any place along any of the main river segments, double-clicking on it. The main difference between joining to an existing node and joining to a segment is that, when we join to a node we don't create any new node on the existing main river, whereas when we join to a segment, we add a new node to the main river, and therefore we will create a new version of the river. In this case, we will use the existing node and join the tributary to it. Joining to a segment is normally not an issue, but in very unusual cases it can create a conflict if another mapper is also modifying the same river in other area. But we should not worry too much about this anyway. Now it's the time to add the information of the new created way. With the way selected in red color, we go to the chosen presets, we hover to water, again water, and finally we click on river. A new window is opened. If we don't know the name of the tributary, we leave the name field empty. But we select the intermittent box, to tell that the river flow is intermittent. We click on the Apply Preset button and we can see that the information has been added to the tags window in the right panel. We have finished mapping the part of the tributary river within our task, and joined it to the main river.